An dage tukuru ana kula da duka abubuwan da ya shafi waɗanda suka faɗi suka mutu ko kuma wanda suka ritaya domin a taimake su. Kaga kwanan nan an ce wannan kuɗi da za a bayar 25,000 ɗin nan sau uku an ce a sa wato iyalan matattun sojoji da kuma su retired sojojin. Bayan wannan akwai scholarship da ake bayarwa na 'ya'yan wanda suka faɗi a wajen yaƙi su yi karatu har zuwa university. Bayan wannan a yanzu kuɗin insurance ɗinsu da duk abin da ya tashi na benefits ɗinsu, wato in sun gama aiki ko kuma in sun faɗi ana biya da wuri. Wanda ka ji baba ya faɗa president, wato akwai biliyan 18 na waɗanda suka faɗi da wanda ba a iya an biya su ba, ya ce a tattara wajen shekara wajen 10 aka tattara duk wanda yake da matsala ba a biya ba, shine aka tattara aka lissafa wannan kudin ya kai biliyan 18, ya ce a je a biya su duk wanda ba a biya ba. So yana kokari tun karfi domin a kula da waɗanda suka yi fada don kare ƙasar nan. Bayan wannan zai sa waɗanda suke filin yanzu su ji cewa za a kula da iyalinsu kuma za su yi aiki tukuru.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with a great sense of pride and honor that I welcome you to the formal launching of the Emblem and Appeal Fund for 2024 Armed Forces Remembrance Day. The Armed Forces Remembrance Day is an event organized annually to commemorate Nigeria's fallen heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice for the sake of humanity during the First and Second World War. The Nigerian Civil War and Peace Corps support operation around the world. It is an avenue to appreciate our retired veterans for services rendered to their country and active duty troops engaged in internal security operations across the country. In defiance of bodily and emotional injuries and logistic challenges, men and women of the armed forces of Nigeria remain committed to the daunting yet vital task of conserving security in our country. It is therefore fall on us as a people to honor the memory of the valiant officers, men and women who had paid the supreme sacrifice, and to provide a decent and humane standard of care for all who have served our dear nation. The 15th day of January is symbolic because it marks the end of the Nigerian Civil War. The occasion gives us cause for reflection and reminds us of the price that has been paid for the continued unity of this country. As the beneficiary of that sacrifice, we have an obligation to guard that unity jealously and sincerely. Due to the methodical approach of our ongoing military campaign to disseminate the subversive elements involved in the detrimental and criminal activities in our society, normalcy is gradually returning to the worst affected part of our country. With the gallantry and sacrifices exhibited by men and women of our armed forces in the campaign against insurgents, I am confident we shall continue to battle and decisively defeat all the security challenges. I wish to assure Nigerians that my administration continue to reposition and strengthen all Nigerian security agencies. It's a commitment that we must take seriously. Our foremost objective is to provide a conducive environment free from threats and criminalities to enable all who reside within our borders to thrive and live in peace. For this reason, we owe a debt of gratitude to our gallant troops who have risen to the challenge of securing this great nation. In appreciation of the sacrifices of the men and women of our armed forces, and to underscore this government's commitment to their welfare, I have approved the sum of 18 billion naira for the payment of the group life assurance benefits. Benefits and other entitlements to the families of service members who lost their lives in line of duty. I also call on businesses to key into the patriotic spirit and support our service personnel, whether in form of preferential treatment, discounts, or rebates on goods and services. I am pleased to note that Defense Health Maintenance Limited, DHML, is living up to the expectation in providing healthcare services to our veterans. But we will do more. Equally important is the expansion of their services through the establishment of zonal and state offices and regular sanitization programs. As a government, we will continue to prioritize the provision of quality healthcare services to our esteemed veterans and citizens at large. I must also confirm the Nigerian Legion, under the coordination and supervision of Ministry of Defense, it continues to be a rallying point for veterans to cater for the welfare of their ailing members. I pledge to continue to support all these schemes. I enjoy the leadership of Nigerian Legion to continue in this spirit, and as its grand patron, I wish to pledge my full support and that of all the federal government. My heartfelt appreciation goes to the state governors, patrons in their respective states, for the support they give to the Nigerian Legion. I urge them not to relent, but improve on their efforts. I encourage government agencies at the federal and state levels to continue to patronize the services of Nigerian Legion, Corps of Commissioners, in provision of security and other administrative services. The potential of our ex-servicemen remains enormous and can indeed be tapped for national development. The emblem that I shall launch shortly remains a symbol of remembrance and a beacon of hope for a peaceful future in this country. It is also our humble way of appreciating the veterans and the families of their fallen colleagues. I therefore wish to call on all Nigerians and non-Nigerians residing in the country, irrespective of their political affiliation or religious belief, to adorn the emblem with pride and identify with those who lay down their lives for the peace and security of our dear country. I also encourage all to donate generously in support of our veterans and dependents of fallen heroes, and to encourage us, all of us, to donate generously. On this note, my esteemed veteran, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to launch the 2024 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration emblem and appeal for. Thank you. May God bless our country. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless you all and continue to abide the faith of unity. Thank you very much.
Chiefs and all other personnel serving in the...
Thank you very much. It just shows how concerned and how appreciative the President is, the entire nation is, to members of the armed forces and all those who have sacrificed their lives for the good of Nigeria, including those who are injured. You know, because of the sacrifice, we have a lot of widows, a lot of orphans, without parents, without their breadwinners. This, for us, is significant because it tells us that we have not been forgotten. And then it also serves as a morale booster to those of them that are still in service, that whatever it is that happens to you, the nation is solidly behind you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Major General Abdul Malik Jibril retired. I'm the National Chairman, Nigerian Legion, the umbrella of all the veterans of the Armed Forces of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So very briefly, can you please tell us how you feel after the ceremony?
I feel highly fulfilled with the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and launching the emblem for 2024 Armed Forces Remembrance Day. It's gratifying to see the turnout and also the pledges and contributions that are made in order to help the families of the fallen heroes. So we're very, very gratified with this achievement today. It's very, very memorable for us.
Thank you very much.
This ceremony says a lot. It says the commitment of a government that is conscious of the plight of the armed forces. This is the beginning of the commitment we have always been asking of. Commitment that the government should do its bits, the people should do their bits in ensuring that our soldiers, wherever they are, should be rest assured that we will be with them no matter what condition they find themselves. If we continue on this lane of supporting the families of the deceased, it will in no way increase the commitment of our armed forces wherever they are. A lot of people today are worried, particularly the armed forces, the soldiers. What happened to my family if I am no longer there? This kind of gesture that has been shown today will go a long way in allaying the affairs that the people and the government will be with their family no matter what situation they find themselves. So I'm very, very delighted with the words of Mr. President, with the support he has given, and the commitment being given by other members of the Federal Executive Council, the Armed Forces, and the National Assembly. I think it is a very, very good motivational speech, and it will go a long way in improving the efficiency and the motivation of our armed forces. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
This is an annual event, as you know, to commemorate not just the fallen heroes, but those men and women in active service in defense of our nation. It is, of course, a commemoration of the kind of service they offer to keep our nation together. And so every year, the President, led by leading other members of the Federal Executive Council and the service chiefs and Minister of Defense to commemorate this day, to recognize the kind of effort they are putting to sometimes pay supreme sacrifice in defense of our nation.
How do you appraise the commitment the President has made to this bill?
Well, the commitment is such a great one. You've heard that he is committed about 18 billion naira for this fund so that the servicemen can enjoy their welfare, and to also provide other forms of palliatives to members of the armed forces.
Thank you, sir.
Wear it on the top left side of your outfits until January 15th. State for defense. Present at this function in this order.
This is in continuation of a global event which has origins from the inspiration of a Canadian doctor, Lieutenant Colonel John McCree, who wrote the famous poem called In Flanders Fields. This inspiration comes from the growth of poppies in the battle-scarred fields following the end of the First World War. The poppy was adopted as a symbol of remembrance. Your Excellency, the Nigerian military veterans, officers and men of the armed forces have made and continue to make enormous sacrifices for the peace and security of our homeland. Likewise, they have contributed to the maintenance of peace in the world through their participation in peace support operations. In some of those operations, Nigerian contingents have excelled to the admiration of the world. Faced with merit of security challenges in our motherland, our armed forces is working in concert with other security agencies to restore normalcy to the Nigerian multifaceted security challenges. Regrettably, some of our gallant officers and men have felt the supreme sacrifice in the line of duty. Many, as well, have sustained varying degrees of injuries that have incapacitated them. Our service personnel and veterans deserve the best, and the best they will get, we are sure, from you. We promise to train and equip our armed forces personnel with combat capabilities and modern ways to reduce casualties during operations. Sir, we thank you for all the support as you have never turned down any of our requests. We also note with gratitude that institutions that were hitherto closed in the Northeast have now been reopened after an objective assessment of the security situation. Those challenges will certainly and surely come to an end very soon, owing to your avowed commitment and the renewed vigor of the Nigerian armed forces. As a consequence of the conflict and internal security operations, the widows and orphans of the fallen heroes continue to bear the brunt of the loss of their beloved breadwinners. We shall continue as a government to ensure that the effect of their loss is cushioned. In this wise, with the support of Mr. President, the Ministry of Defense and the service headquarters have continued to provide for prompt payment of their entitlements and benefits and the death benefit of the deceased servicemen. Furthermore, the scholarship program for the children of the deceased up to tertiary level is being implemented. However, we call on all meaning corporate organizations and non-governmental organizations to prioritize alleviation of this hardship faced by widows and orphans of our fallen heroes. The emblem which Mr. President will launch shortly is a symbol of remembrance of the sacrifice of the officers and men of our armed forces, a symbol of undiluted patriotism and total loyalty to the cause of our nationhood. Adoring the emblem is one way we can identify with the sacrifice. I therefore wish to employ our citizens to procure the emblems and wear them with pride as a sign of patriotism and support for our armed forces. I also enjoin the corporate bodies to procure the emblems for their staff as well as make donations toward the cost of the veterans and families of the fallen heroes. Finally, I wish to call on all ministers, departments and agencies of government, ministries, departments and agencies of government to encourage their staff and visitors to procure and wear the emblems with pride and throughout the remembrance period. Thank you for listening. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless our President.